regular council meeting to order September 2nd, 2025 at 7 o'clock. Any additions to the agenda? Citizen comments, council, at this time, Grant would like to talk. He called me a couple weeks ago and there's been some changes go on and he wants to talk, and at this time, with your permission, we'll allow him to talk, and I'll waive the 3 minutes.
About?
About the crash.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Go ahead, Grant.
Okay.
Table's yours. Floor is yours.
Under Brothers Waste. Most of you know me, a few of you are new faces to me. We coming up on the contract renewal, or the end of our contract anyway. Kind of planned on getting with you guys and just working into another extension like we had in the past. We've had it for 10 years. A few complaints, not a lot. I went back and looked, and we're like 0.8% complaint per customer count for that year. We heard some commotion about maybe going back out to a bid. I know there's some different ways that things are run nowadays. We kind of want to nip in the bud. We were contacted by Nisley. They don't want it to go to bid any more than we do, and they started talking to us about purchase agreement to purchase us, which also gives us the opportunity to work with you guys and hopefully go ahead and extend the contract with a few provisions. They do offer recycling. We don't. It's something that we've tried to get into, and it really is not. It's just not feasible for us. You know, a small company, limited clientele that actually wanted to utilize that. So we kind of got with them. They got with us. I'm going to kind of vouch for them. We've got to know them a little more than what we've talked about this. And if you guys are looking at the recycling with still the personal touch, they are a larger company by all means, but they are still family-owned and operated. Met a few other people, some of their office staff, and there's a lot of family members there. So we are under contract with them to be purchased, and this has no bearing on whether they purchase us or not. I just want to kind of talk to you guys and see versus putting it out to a bid and you guys ending up with a large company like some of the other small towns have gone to. I would like to speak on their behalf as a better choice versus going the major corporate route. We've heard just an example, Stutzman did go into Ellenwood this year, surprised all of us small haulers thought we had a good chance at it, and they just completely undercut everybody. And within 2 weeks, we had dozens of phone calls, wanting to know if we could come into town and pick up their trash, even though the city had that contract with them. And I don't know how they're billing it out or what it actually costs each citizen, but they went in, they changed things to where anything outside a half mile outside of town, they will not go pick up. So all your rural route customers have to find new service anyway. These guys are not that way. They already have a large portion of Stafford County, Pratt County, and the rural areas would be in their balloon their coverage anyway. So at this point, we're out. I wouldn't even bid it if you guys did put it back up for bid, but I'm here just with these guys, hoping you guys will just kind of negotiate and let us extend our contract, or they just take over once the purchase is final. So it just seemed like a smart decision on our part. They were excited to get after it and have a little bit better chance. I think, picking up St. John this time. So I will be directly involved with them whether they like it or not. We still have to come down here. I got a lot of friends here in town, and lifelong relationship in this town. So if you guys have complaints, I'll be the first to work. if we can move forward with them instead of somebody else.
I know you said that the contract between you and Nisley is moving forward.
Yes.
How soon would that take place? Approximately.
As of now, October 1st, they will take order of operation with us, there to help out and get them transitioned into, and hopefully be operating well by the end of the year.
And would you still be coming into town under Nisley, or would Nisley just be bringing their trucks here, or how
Don't
do you know
even
yet?
know that far
Okay.
yet. I mean, at this point, that's a push for them. That's why they're here tonight. I don't know if they want to set their different equipment or go front road or any of that kind of stuff beforehand. That's going to be entirely up to them.
Okay. So.
Well, we did buy the equipment, the carts, the containers that they're using in Stafford and Martin County, and so we intend to. Well, there's there's a lot of decisions to make, so I can't definitively say how it's
Right,
gonna happen. We got a lot of work to do, but yes, we meet with Grant's guys tomorrow afternoon to talk about, you know, how we move forward. And frankly, there are a lot of things that happen in the next 30 days. We know garbage, but there's still a lot of uncertainty about how we move ahead with the transition. So what I guess we're asking from you is, could we work together with your city? And what we'd like to do is have some kind of agreement, either 3 or 5 years extension that we can agree on, so that we can't get recycling up and running before the first of the year, but at the first of the year we hope to offer curbside recycling to residents. And so there's a lot of details that we don't know yet, but we'd like to see if you can give us your word that you're going to work with us. And if we can do that, that gives us stability. It gives you stability. You know what you're getting into, and yeah. So.
And I guess I would say too that Grant and Odie have hauled trash for St. John for 10 years, and the price is still the same as it was 10 years ago. And okay. Well, you know that prices have gone up quite a bit since then, and we're thinking if you would sign some kind of a extension, 3-year or 5-year, that we would hold the price for another 2 to 3 years, depending on the length. A longer term agreement gives us more stability, and
Right.
we can offer holding rates a little bit longer.
And that helps you as a city too. I would suggest a 5 year, just because you get locked in, even if they do bump for it a little bit now with the recycling being an option, I would suggest giving them 5 years ago, because 1 and 2 years, you barely get wrapped up in your coasting waiting for the next guy to come in the country. That's kind of where we're at. I mean, after 10 years, we haven't had many complaints at all, supported all the town stuff, and you guys have supported us greatly, so, no hard feelings either way. But that 5 year definitely gives them more to work towards, and it gives you guys a little stability knowing that you have that 5 years without any major hiccups coming in, rate changes or otherwise. And honestly, we've got a 5 year note to be, so if you're not happy with them after that, then I'll come back and you guys can hire us again. I'm joking, I'm not gonna get back.
What is the residential price for the trash service that you charge in Stafford? You guys do Stafford, right?
Yes.
What are you charging for residential over there?
In Stafford, I believe it's, we have trash and recycle there, but it's 23 and some change.
Okay.
Maybe 23.34.
Okay.
Maxville is a smaller town, and I believe it's within $1 of that.
So does Maxville have recycling as well?
They do.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
Well, I think it would be a good deal for St. John to, and we don't need to talk about recycling now if you're not ready to, but we would plan to start January 1st, and the $20, around the $20 is
For trash.
for trash.
Yeah. And the recycle, a couple $3 or something like that. So you're in that same neighborhood, $23 at Stanford.
How is the current contract written for recycling? Like, as far as, would it be, you're being charged one price whether you're using recycling or not, or would you have the choice to add that as an add-on as a customer?
We do it both ways.
Okay.
In some municipalities, It's the base rate, and then we have a subscription basis where customers can pay for extra for the recycle. In most cases, it's a combined rate, so it'd be like the $23 combined rate, and then if you want to recycle but you don't, then it's okay. You sign up, and we propose that sometime before January the 1st, people sign up and say, I want recycle, deliver me a carton on December Christmas
Is that
week.
something that you guys can bill them directly? I can foresee, like, you know, having that options for our citizen be a little bit harder for us to keep track of as far as billing goes in here. So I was suggesting to them at the last meeting that it's all or none. Like, if we're gonna have recycle, everybody's gonna have recycle, everybody's gonna pay for it whether you use it or not. But if you have that option of, okay, you guys are gonna bill for recycle and we bill for the normal trash service, and whoever signed up, you bill them, is that something that you could do?
Well, we could do that, and that's why I say there's two different ways to do it. One is the city adds the $3, so everybody pays $23. If you don't want to recycle, then you're helping to subsidize this guy over here. And so, and the other way is more expensive. It typically, like in the city of Newton, where we do only recycle, it's about $15 a month to do the curbside residential recycle, where it's a subscription basis, and we bill each customer every month. And so it's far less expensive per each if everybody does it, even though not everybody is going to use the service.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it would be popular in St. John to socialize the recycling rate. To do that, to subsidize, like if Aaron here doesn't want to recycle that I do, that his $3 sort of goes towards my $15 recycling charge to cover. I don't know that would be I think, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like
I think you're right.
our rate base here in St. John would rather just pay $3 less and not have recycling.
Do you foresee it going to recycling? That we have to do it. Some of us, you know, like in Washington State, everybody recycles. This is the culture up there. I'm just wondering.
I'm not going to answer that, but I'm going to give you, for example, 25 years ago, Harvey County said every person in Harvey County is going to recycle, whether you want to or not. And they even went so far as the city of Newton had recycle police. Looked to see if you had recyclables in your trash, and you could have gotten a fine for recycling. A few years ago, when recycling got to be a lot more expensive than it had been historically, they threw that out and they said, if you don't want to recycle, you don't have to. If you want to recycle, call Nisley and sign up for the recycle service. And it's kind of expensive.
Well, there's a point, and without getting too much into your business, but there's a point if you don't have a lot of recycling, it's not worth it for you to go pick up recycling. With a truck picking up 3 or 4 in St. John, you know what I mean?
We think probably we'd have if everybody paid the same rate, we'd probably have around half. Maybe we have some municipalities that the rate is close to 90%. With what little I know about your city, I think probably that wouldn't be the case. I think we'd be closer to 50%.
Because we offer recycling, they just have to take it. That's the reason why the bid have you sent it out?
Yes, it's
Okay.
attached to your packet.
So I was glad we didn't have recycling here, because I've been on the other side of that. If there was styrofoam in a cardboard box, they wouldn't take the whole tote of cardboard in a different city. So I think, I agree with you that, you know, it's all or nothing, in my opinion.
And then he brought up another question. So let's just say that happened. There is a recycling item in irregular trash. Is that going to be a problem
No.
to where you won't pick it up?
No.
Okay.
Just to clarify, the vice versa though, if there is trash in a recycling can, do they get any extra charges for that?
No, there's not.
Not.
We work hard to keep the recyclables clean, and so you might get a sticker on your trash cart that said, or on your recycle cart that says, look, we didn't pick it up because you had a bag of trash in it, or that sort of thing. Most of the time with our automated equipment, it is after the fact. So the driver sees it in the camera that there's a bag of trash in it or something like that. But it's it's kind of like 3 strikes and you're out. If you do it 3 times in a row and we asked you not to do it, then we remove it.
What type of recycling, is it glass, plastic, and cardboard all in the same tote, or do they have to separate it in bins?
It's what we call the single stream recycling, and so you don't have to sort anything.
Okay. You have to rinse it?
It's a good
Rinse is
idea to
good.
do, yeah.
Okay.
Back to everyone getting charged for recycle and everyone being encouraged to do that. If you pay for it, it's more likely that you will use it, and it encourages you to recycle. And the more people that recycle, the more efficient the routes can be, and that's what makes it $3 more.
How does efficiency work into that? Of being a recycling city versus a non-recycling city?
Well, if you drive the same amount of miles and pick up 100 people, it,
Less weight? Is that what we're dealing with?
I'll say that again.
Is it less weight you're concerned about if the recycling is separated from the trash? On the efficiency side?
I think he's saying that if everyone's paying for it, you might get 100 people to recycle versus if it's an individual service, you might get 20. So it's more efficient because the truck's coming here anyways.
Oh,
So it'd be
okay.
better to pick up 100 cans than 220.
But either one is doable.
What I'd recommend is you stick with trash for now, and we talk about recycle over the next months and figure out what to do.
Okay.
What my recommendation is, either give us a rubber stamp or send us out the door. And what we'd like to see, of course, is that yes, you're going to be willing to work with us for either 3 or 5 years, and we will hammer out the details over the next months about recycling if we choose to offer recycling, or if we don't. That'd be my suggestion for you.
Hold that clock. So was Nicely the one that won the bid last time and we gave it to our current trash provider? The last time this went out to bid, or was it somebody else?
No.
We
Other
won
ones
won the
did.
bid to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to bid the entire time.
We took over when Stafford County Trash, yeah, they bid it, but we got the bid.
Right.
Yeah, based on you use our gas or something like,
Not just so
was
we're,
it some weird thing?
just so we're local, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was.
Well, a
the
lot
idea,
of-
that they were local, yeah.
A lot of hydraulic was being left on the streets was a contributing factor to that.
Oh, with Stafford County?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and there was trash. It was not bad.
So how
I
many
just
people,
leave it at that.
how many people do you think are gonna bid this? Cause basically the way I hear this is rubber stamp it, and if anybody else is gonna bid it, then they just don't get the
So I only
opportunity.
know, like, another big company that I can foresee bidding is the Schism Trash. I believe they're from Gridbin as well. They're pretty big up there. Not around here though. Nicely
Okay.
pretty much have like
Okay.
Nicely and Unruh has the area down here. But I can foresee them bidding.
You
That's
haven't
the
put-
only
have you
other
put it out
trash-
for bid yet,
I
or
have
no?
not.
Okay.
I updated it and I wanted you guys to look at before I
Right.
Sent it out.
Yep.
send it out.
Chisholm's the
depending
only
on
other
what-
trash service in this area, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's just three of you, Nisley and
Yeah.
Nisley,
now it's
Chisholm,
just Nisley and,
There's a couple small, you know,
Oh, there is?
independents, but they couldn't handle this if they did bid it.
Bigger than.
Yeah, so, and I'll be honest, I've kind of stick my neck out to go with Double Chisholm, known him my whole life, but he does a good service, but the equipment is gonna be similar to what you guys had, with Stafford County. It's old equipment, and
I've seen it.
not that that's an issue, but, you know, breakdowns, I think are typically a little more often, more common, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen them up in Great Bend.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
council's decision, you wanna talk about it? Weird.
Mark, what do you think?
Well, I'm liking what I'm hearing. I think the two companies merging into one, would be beneficial for, our community. I think that, with Grant's help, Nisley can come in here and fit right in pretty quickly.
Thank you.
So, I think, I like it.
Okay, what about you, Sarah?
Me? Well, I know Nisley's from Maxville, so,
Okay.
and I've always heard positive comments, so.
Thanks.
So I would be for it, so.
Aaron, Kyle, what do you guys think?
Well, I was fine to not bid it
Okay.
based on our history with Onions
Right.
and just try to work something out with them.
Mhm.
You know, now that's changed a little bit, but
We didn't quite have that feeling, so wasn't a chance I wanted to take.
sure.
But this just works out well. I mean, it works out well for them.
Yeah.
We've got stuff that's taking us away from this more often, so.
I do have one question. There's some people in town that own their own dumpsters now. Are you guys gonna dump them?
That's a good question. We typically don't dump customer-owned containers because of the liability. If the lid breaks off, I don't have any control over that.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we've done in the past is, in a situation like this, we go in and we say, your container will give you half of what a new one costs, or we'll give you some fair market value for your container and replace it with ours. So that gives the customer who's paid $500 for a container, it gives him something for that, and we don't have the liability of dumping somebody else's container. And, or the ear breaks off, the trunnion bar
Caster breaks off a wheel.
Okay, and what are you gonna charge to dump that container every week? Or 2 weeks, or whatever you
It's
dump it?
probably depending on the size of the dumpster you have, because I think we have like what, 3, 4, and 6 dumpsters. That we have scattered around town, so I'm sure it's gonna be different price based on your.
Is that gonna be a monthly deal? Is that gonna be when they get full? Cause a lot of times you don't get them full once a month.
Most often, commercial containers are dumped weekly, but it just depends on what the customer needs.
So what is that commercial rate gonna be?
Well, we thought we would honor the same prices that Grant needed.
That we already have in place currently.
Yeah.
The big thing you guys are gonna lose is gonna be that individuality that we've given everybody. You know, the extras that Aaron inherited his dumpster from Garner's, you know, Bob, you had your dumpster when we started. You know, things like the library stable, I can't speak for them, but you know, we never charge for your guys' special events or extra containers. You know, that may or may not be the same with these guys. But we shared rates as far as what you guys are paying with us now, and they should do their best to stay very reasonable within that. We're charging pretty close to fair market on most of that stuff anyway, so I don't foresee them increasing the rates, you know, enough for you guys to really even realize it.
We'll
or
say
be hindered by it.
For the 2 cubic yard, it's about a $10 difference for owning your dumpster.
I don't know, what's mine?
3 yard.
Is it 3 yard?
Yeah. And you've got 2 that you own, 1 of them blind, and 2 that you own yourself.
Well, and just because we say it's not our preference to dump them, we dump lots of customer-owned containers. But it is our preference, if we own them and they get rusted out or the wheel falls off or the lid breaks, like Marvin said, we replace it. And if it's your own, we say, it's hard to say, now a new dumpster is $800. You know, in order for us to keep doing it, we'd like you to pay $800. That's,
Yeah, I can see your point.
Absolutely.
but we
So we've
do
had
it.
that, and your dumpster's one of them in question, I mean, there's a complaint against us, but it wasn't our dumpster, so, you know, you get a break because you own your dumpster, but then, you know, when you ask us to maintain your dumpster, it kinda creates a little bit of an issue there.
But if you own your own dumpster, you can take it and put it on a trailer and haul it somewhere
That's true.
and
Just don't tell anybody.
use it other than at the
Oh,
shop.
yeah, I hear what you say.
Bob owns a few different spots around town that have venues and whatnot, so sometimes you'll back up and the dumpster's not where it used to be.
What do you think, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, like I said last meeting, I just thought it was that we'd be doing a disservice if we know that there's another company really chomping at the bit to
Which was
bid,
you.
which was Nisley.
Yeah.
So now the two main are known quantity and are chomping at the bit are one. I mean, I'd be interested to hear what Chisholm says, but at the same time, if it creates this relationship and we start off on the good foot, then I mean, yeah, I'm fine.
I mean, I'm for it. And we'll just, so I don't know what we need to do, Pam.
If you guys are all agree to extend the contract without bid, then we're gonna have to draft up a new contract between the city and Nicely.
Well, wouldn't it just be with you, and then once you get bought out?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and it's
Because the
up to
only
you guys.
person that can lose something is you,
Right.
if this doesn't work.
Right, and the intention about it, and I don't even miss it, I mean, we're pretty much solidified on how our deal's gonna work.
Okay.
It'll kind of be between you guys and them in your negotiation at this point, and then moving forward, you would probably want to change it once they took over to Nisley just for legal purposes on the contract. So I would suggest, just to simplify it, if you guys are gonna extend ours with them, just have it, you know, succeed to them and be a Nisley contract.
We
Would be my
won't need to,
suggestion.
cause
It ends at the end of the year.
yeah, the Cohen
Right.
contract is still in place, even though they are merged.
Well,
That
no.
contract's still in place, so if you are to do a new contract, we might as well just do it nicely, because
Get the
by
beginning
then
of
they'll
the
be
year.
completely taken over, so we don't have to sign two contracts.
Okay.
I agree with that.
So you guys
The-
sound good to you?
The only piece that we talked about last week that's on that contract is the haul away
Correct.
at the
Yes.
power plant.
Yeah.
So we had discussed last week about separating our franchise agreement for trash for individuals and consumers, and then having a separate contract with the roll-off dumpster by the power plant. I think in the past, you've contracted Stone.
Yeah, we've used Stone just
And-
because I use them everywhere else.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so we just talked about, there's one local company, Kansas Dirt, that does that specifically the roll-off dumpsters. So we thought we would separate that contract, so that we give a local company a chance to bid. And maybe they wouldn't get the bid, maybe you would want to bid that. I don't know how that plays into
So
the
this, let me
agreement.
tell you a little bit about this. So that dumpster is not for household trash. It's only for construction material, like, you know, wood that you can't put at the tree dump, plastic, anything that you don't pick up in household trash. Obviously, there's no tires or any hazardous
Glasses.
items, since the paint can't go in there. But
So it goes out to C&D, or it goes up to,
It goes to it's a roll-off dumpster that sits by the power plant.
it's a community
It
dumpster.
gets dumped at Great Bend in the refuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
It gets dumped
Okay.
in the refuse pit, they're not
Okay.
Sandy.
Do you have roll-off trucks?
yes.
You do? I wasn't aware of that.
So we'll be taking separate bids for that, so that's not part of this agreement. So you'll have to submit those bids in, because there's other that are interested, or the local
Maybe they
companies
are,
that
I
will,
haven't talked to them, but
I'm sure they'll bid it.
I know bid well, bid. We talked
I'll
to
say.
them in the past, and the rate was just
Sure.
substantially more, so, you know, when we were talking to them, that's why we always just stay with Stone.
Mhm.
So I guess that would be the same Pam, until the end of the year.
Yes, so on the bid that I include in your packet, so what I will do is that if y'all agree, I'm gonna take out this part right here and just advertise for the roll-off dumpster. The bid requirements will still be the same, the deadline still be the same.
Yeah.
Sure, we'd be interested in looking at that.
So here's what I kind of listed as far as roll-off dumpster goes, and you guys are more welcome to submit bids for that.
And that is currently part of the contract
Yes.
with,
Yeah, we've got a full
Yes.
franchise
Yeah.
agreement.
yeah.
I've drafted a letter that, we have copies for everyone, requesting what you guys just did for us. Requesting a, let me see if I can, this letter's our formal request to extend that agreement, talking about the agreement we just talked about, to Nisley for 3 to 5 years. This allows a smooth transition from Unruh Brothers to Nisley Brothers. And then I've talked a little bit about single stream recycling, and I suggest we simply continue the trash service, and then as you guys work through what you want to do for recycle, then we can address that. And the request I'm making is a 3-year extension or a 5-year extension. If you do the 3-year, there won't be any increase until January 1 of 27. If you choose to extend for 5 years, we give up any rate increase until January 1, 28. So is there clear decision or something about, and then I have a signature, because I realize that this may not be very binding, but what I want to do is have us both agree that we're going to continue the negotiations, and we're going to do you a good job, and then Pam is going to draft a new agreement for us to sign and hammer out some details.
How many copies do you have of that?
One for everybody.
Did you give one to Danny, our attorney?
Sure.
Because it's really up to him what we move forward.
Okay.
It's a lot of, or a few basic details on one page, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Why don't you just pass it out to everybody? So basically, it has Unruh's letter of sale and our request to extend the agreement, which you have
I know
graciously
you're
done.
Aaron.
Is there-
What's your last name?
Right. Is there
Thank you.
is there anything within the current contract that needs to be rewritten outside of the roll-off piece?
No.
What do you have in mind?
I guess yeah, Aaron Gleason. There you go, perfectly. I guess what I'm saying is, as a council, we could make a motion to extend the contract as written and take excluding the roll-off dumpster,
Yeah.
and it would just, and then as a council, we would make the vote, and it would be binding that we would extend
Okay.
it. So,
I'm okay with that.
I mean, we can sign it too, but I guess that would be the binding thing that the council could do.
Is this gonna be stressful?
I hope not.
Here, Bob. Awesome.
These are the lightest trash trucks you'll see on your streets.
Probably the cleanest.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody arguing that.
And the rate's $20, is that what you're talking about with the extension, without raising the rate?
That's right, yes. And I think Jordan, I'm sorry, guys, I should have introduced myself. I'm Marvin
Marvin.
Nisley.
Yeah.
I'm CEO of Nisley Brothers. Dad started the business 70 years ago. I'm second generation, and now Jordan's third, so we're hoping to beat the odds with third generation. And we think that family-owned trash hauling company in central Kansas is going to be viable for the duration, and I guess he has to figure that out going forward.
Maybe I missed something. What is the commercial rate for a 3-yard dumpster?
I don't think the contract has
Yeah, I don't think the
commercial
contract-
rates
We
in
kinda
it.
had
It's got-
freelance, we pretty much went like 2 yard, once a week was $50 a month, 3 yards was 65, and I believe 4 yards I went to 75. 6 yards and 8 yards are typically commercial, you know, the school or the grocery stores. So we you guys let us have leeway, to stay at market rates, but, you guys are paying pretty much what everybody's paying right now. I don't see that being any issue, getting more expensive. The only one, Bob, like I said, might be you, where some of the stuff, you know, your events, you'd have to work out with them a rate for that, because we just, you know, we never charge you guys extra for a lot of that small stuff.
Well, you actually billed me separately from any.
For your
on the
water
city,
hauling,
didn't you?
yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's, Pam, am I right that the city doesn't bill for any commercial customers?
Correct.
We, I think we have all the
Yep.
details about billing, commercial customers, so
Does
We
that,
would-
I'm sorry,
we would continue to do that.
does that also mean, since we're not billing it, that the commercial customers aren't tied to the franchise agreement? Or how does that work?
Yes, it was.
It's still tied.
Yeah.
It's still, so they couldn't,
They're-
they couldn't shop around
Right.
that rate?
Right. They
Okay.
are tied to the Unruh, but Unruhs actually do the billing themselves.
Okay.
You
Just
guys
to help us
basically
out.
outsource your C&D, and they'll get refuse, which is your commercials or residential, it's refuse. So that's
And it is-
pretty common.
It is very common for a municipality to, for the city to build the cart service and the hauler build a commercial. That is very common.
And Bob, the contract just says it'll be a reasonable rate for commercial customers. It doesn't set a rate in what's in there.
Okay.
If you'd like to see that in there, it's not uncommon for rates to be fixed. And, so we could have that be a piece of the new agreement, if you choose.
No, that'd be all right. I've just got a couple deals that is real sporadic. And a lot of times it's not all my trash.
Yeah.
Nobody puts
Most of the
trash
time-
in your stuff.
Most of the time it's not always his trash.
But then one of them sits over here and one of them sits over here in the town. You never know what's gonna get in it.
Okay.
But we'll deal with that as time goes on.
Does that look okay, Danny? Or we'll just make a motion that Aaron suggested?
I think, I mean, knowing that, yeah, the rates are the $20 that's sitting there, I feel comfortable with this, the way it's written.
So you would suggest signing that instead of making a motion, or you're good with both?
No, I mean, I'd do both. I'd make the motion to go whichever route you guys wanna go, and then, once that's done, sign this.
You guys good with 5 years, or do you want? to do
I
three?
think a 5-year extension would be best.
I'm thinking 5 personally.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sarah?
I think
3 years, I think they're gonna get in the groove.
Right, right. Yeah, that's fine. But when we use the word extension, when we're talking about switching the roll off, do we need to make that clear that we're, you know, because in my mind, extension is just
As written.
as written, as we already agreed, we just extend it out 5 years.
Yeah, it
But
is
if we're
very-
changing that, I guess, do we need to make that clear that we're doing that separate?
So do you wanna change it to a 5-year extension for residential and commercial services, but not including the roll-off or something?
Yeah,
Well-
because that'll go to bid.
I just think.
I have a
this is-
line on there that says other special arrangements, and I say, you write in
Oh,
there, you
does
wanna
not
write that
include
out. Yeah,
roll-off.
sure.
Yeah, good idea.
And then as far as making the motion, I think we could just exclude that from the extension, or no?
So the motion would just be a 5-year extension for trash pickup only, not recycling at the
For
moment.
residential and commercial
Right.
to exclude the roll-off dumpster.
Sure.
Okay.
So do refuse collection, roll-off is outside of refuse.
Yes.
But the recycling would be something we could add later if we decide to. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
we could possibly just start talking with all of the community and find out how many people would actually be interested in it. I mean, and just because let's say we get 300 people interested, doesn't mean all of them are going to do it. They might just say, I'm not gonna worry about it, it's too much of a hassle, whatever the heck the problem is. But you know, we can always talk about it later.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be good. I'm fine with that.
I'd make a motion to extend Unruh Brothers' current contract for the city for refuse collection of residential and commercial solid waste to exclude the roll-off dumpster collection that's written into that contract for 5 years with Nisley Brothers.
Second.
Got a motion on the table, and we got a second by Mark Bryant. Is there any more discussion at the table? With no further discussion, all in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0.
Pass that down to.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the confidence that you put in our company. We think you will be very happy with.
Hopefully you'll be passing it on to the next generation.
Hopefully so.
Well, not everybody thinks trash hauling is fun or glamorous. I personally love it.
Glamorous, no, it is.
Yeah, appreciate you guys coming in.
Thank you for pushing us up to the front of the
think
line too.
Pam is making me a copy.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you,
in.
gentlemen.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. See you guys.
All right, have a good one. Safe travels.
Okay, moving on. I'd entertain a motion for the public hearing for 2026 budget.
I'd make a motion to enter the public hearing for the 2026 budget.
Second.
Motion on the table and a second. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. We're going into recess, regular council meeting and going into public hearing, 2026 budget.
Okay, so do you guys have any questions, concerns for the budget? It's, you know, nothing have changed since the last time I presented it to you. The R&R rate is going to be set at 69,356. If you guys don't have any questions, concerns about that, I just need the approval for this budget plus the resolution number 2025-15 to be passed. And that needs to be 2 separate motions.
Council, have any discussion before we vote on that?
I just have one question. What changed for the Witt Center? For the Witt Memorial? Was there?
The Witt Memorial is in the general fund, it's included.
Uh-huh.
So, I increased by 5,000, I believe.
Okay.
Yep, cause we have talked about between 2 and 5.
Right.
I went for the max.
Okay.
And I was able to get the max.
Oh, good.
So, yep.
Great job. All right, good. That answers my question. All right. And so when I talk with anyone over there, I can just tell them we've increased it to 5. No, that's 5,000 a year, correct?
For next year.
For next
it's
year,
all
right.
depending on how much revenue we bring in, how much tax we levy. We might be able to do less or more. It's just depending. It's hard to tell right now.
Well,
so.
from one person that when I had spoken to them, one person had said, okay, are they going to give us like $200 more? I have no idea. Pam has to work the budget out, so they'll be pleased with that number, I think.
Sure.
So
But,
thank you.
they have to understand that, you know,
Yeah.
just because the budget says 15,000, you can't all spend 15,000.
Right,
You
right.
know, right off the bat. You have to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll emphasize that when I
Yes.
speak. Thank you.
I'd make a motion to pass the scheduled transfers as proposed.
We can't do it right now, can we?
Not
We gotta
the
go back
scheduled
into council
transfer.
meeting.
Oh, no. Like, in the budget hearing, you can pass,
That's
cause,
what we need to do. right?
yeah, that's what
Okay.
you need to do.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't think I thought we had to go back into council.
And that's what you need passed is the scheduled transfers.
No, I need the
Oh.
budget, the whole budget
The whole
and the resolution, cause the scheduled transfer amounts
It's
are
part of
included
the
in,
budget.
yes. Yeah.
Apologize.
No.
I'd make a motion to pass and accept the budget as proposed.
Second.
Got a motion by Aaron Gleason and a second by Mark Bryant to pass the 2026 budget. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0.
I'd make a motion to pass resolution number 2025-15 to adopt a tax rate exceeding the revenue neutral rate of 69.356 mils.
Second.
Motion on it.
In this one, by the statute, has to be a roll call vote rather than just all voting at once.
I forgot, thank you, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
What's a roll call vote?
Just-
So
you
each
ask.
one
Oh,
of you
okay.
have
Yeah.
to say
Okay.
yay or nay.
So you making a motion?
I made a motion.
Here, second. Got a motion and a second by Aaron Gleason. Aaron Raines second, and Aaron Gleason made the motion. We'll do this in a roll call vote. Start with Kyle.
Yay.
Okay,
Yay.
Mark.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yay.
Aaron. 5-0.
I'd make a motion to adjourn the public hearing for 2026 budget and return back to the regular council meetings.
second.
Motion on the table by Aaron Gleason, a second by Sarah Willis. Any more discussion before we vote? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Moving on, consent agenda. I'd entertain a motion to approve the regular council meeting August 19th of 2025.
Make a motion to approve regular council meeting minutes, August 19th, 2025.
Second.
Motion on the table by Mark Bryant, second by Aaron Raines. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? That's 5-0. I'd entertain a motion for appropriation ordinance 08-19-2025 in the amount of $98,140.94.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 08192025 in the amount of $98,140.94.
Motion on the table by Mark Bryant, here second.
Second.
Second by Aaron Gleason, or Aaron Raines. All in favor? All opposed? That's 5-0. Entertain a motion to appropriation ordinance Cargill Incorporated 435676, which is some salt that we bought from the nitrate plant that I authorized Jason to go ahead because of the street project.
Make a motion to approve invoice from Cargill Incorporated in the amount of $4,356.76.
Motion on the table by Mark Bryant, here
Second.
second. Second by Aaron Raines. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Entertain a motion for petty cash, $203.63.
Make a motion for petty cash in the amount of $203.63.
Mark Bryant made a motion, here second.
Second.
Second by Aaron Raines. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Moving on, department heads. Curtis, you got anything?
Yeah, the only thing I got, sorry I got it to you guys late, is I didn't get my answer back until Friday afternoon. We got a keep warm, lubrication pump in the bottom number 5 pit that circulates oil. It's been leaking, it's getting worse. They don't make that pump anymore, but the replacement one is $2,120.23. From JCI out of Wichita.
Is that a
Viking
new?
pump. It's been in there since 1971. It's run nonstop, so it's done, definitely done its time.
Is it a new pump or are they rebuilding
It's a
the
new one.
existing one?
It's a new one.
I knew JCI does some rebuilds, so.
Yeah, they don't make the one that's currently in there anymore. So I'll see if I can get you guys permission to approval on that. It's getting worse and it's starting to go down there something.
Better get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. It's leaking.
Other than that, that's all the bad news I got.
Somebody wanna
Make a
make a
motion
motion?
to approve the quote from JCI, order number 1262149 for the amount of $2,120
Need more for tax.
Yes.
Do 2,400.
for the amount
That-
of $2,400.
Second.
Got a motion on the table by Aaron Raines and a second by Mark Bryant to give Curtis authority to buy the pump. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 5-0. Anything else, Curtis?
No, that's all I got.
Jason?
Well, the only thing I have is what I put on that. I was noticed the other day, Mike came in there and I was doing some work on changing the blades on the grader, and looks like on the turntable teeth that on that grader, there's a seal leaking. And it's not major, but I don't want it to get major. And so after I cut the Pearl Street tomorrow and finish up some grading and doing a little bit of park work up there, it looks like I better call Barry and get them to do some work on that, so we're gonna turn into a major leak. So I'm just letting you know I was gonna call them and get some pricing on that guy, go from there. So, that's all I have.
Speaking of grading, do you think that, I know we're busy with all the other stuff, but what would it take to build up a bit of a crown on the drive around Brown Park?
That's the part of the park I was talking about.
Oh, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try to work on that, what is today, Tuesday? Cutting the road on Pearl, and then we're gonna get some rock in there and work on that Thursday for the game.
Okay. That's a mud pit, so.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
I hope I can push the water out of there. We'll get to, I'm gonna get the big truck, the county truck out, and we're gonna start hauling a couple, 3 loads of rock, and then I wanna scarify that up and try working that rock in like we did the Fifth Street Road.
Yeah.
For their new grocery store, when we get that, and hopefully we get that kinda hardened up.
Would you ever use, I mean, there's a discussion about millings in the clerk report.
I was gonna try it.
Were you gonna?
I was gonna try to mix some in, but I just got a feeling it just isn't gonna hold and bond with that dirt and the rock, or as good as that 83 will.
Okay. Okay, I don't know anything about roads, I knew that was part of the discussion was to use millings, that
Right.
I didn't know if that'd
I
be a
just
spot for
don't
them.
think it'll bond with that as good as the 83 rock would.
Okay.
On that subject, can we use some of those milling for like our alleys?
I could try.
Do you think it will work? I just thought of it, instead of us trying to sell it or us getting more rocks, buying more rocks
Well,
for
you can
alleys.
sell, the thing of it is, it doesn't harden, it won't harden and stay in there like
Okay.
the 83 will.
Okay.
Unless you just keep, because when you hit it, it'll just mushroom out, and when it gets wet, it doesn't bond together, and it just mushrooms out.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it
just
it won't work, okay.
Right,
never mind.
that's the only thing. Now it will work if you sit there and get all the clumps and everything like this, and you rotovate it, and then you lay it mix it with oil, and you lay a road out with it. Then you're gonna get a good bond, and then to make a road out of it.
Okay.
Then you can work it that way.
Trying to save a little money.
Mhm.
You're not. Never mind.
Well, you could sell it and sell this stuff, and then we get traded for money for rock.
Okay.
Something else, a little bit of food for thought, just thinking about it. I think the trash trucks are probably gonna be bigger trash trucks than we've been accustomed to having, and they're probably gonna travel the alleys.
How do you guys feel about pulling the trash to the front? Or are they just gonna tear up the streets?
Well, we're an elderly community, so a lot of people will have trouble
Oh, okay.
with that.
I just thought I'd throw that out, not interrupt.
I just thought I'd throw mine out too.
Moving on, Mike?
Oh. Hey, Mike.
Wake up, Mike.
We're gonna be looking at some training,
Good.
coming up towards the end of the year. We'll see what we got. It's starting to get pretty expensive, so, but it's necessary.
Yeah.
So,
We love training. Will never be a problem.
so other than that, like I said, we've been pretty busy the last couple of weeks. Other than that, that's all I have. Nothing for fire.
Okay.
Any questions for Mike? You say nothing fire? I think Pam's got a report in here.
Yeah.
I assume everybody's read.
Do you guys have any questions? I don't have anything if you don't have any questions.
Any questions for Pam? No. City Attorney Danny.
I owe you guys some work on the bid documents and the right-of-way opinions for the generator project and that stuff. I'm a little behind, so I don't have that yet. I'll have that next meeting.
Okay.
Any questions for Danny? Under old business, anybody got anything about the Fifth Street Road?
There's
Well,
not much going on.
Not
with
much
the
going
rain.
on with the rain.
Yeah.
The fountain, I think it's in the works or whatever. And we covered the solid waste contract, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not correct? Under new business, selling millings. I think we might have talked about that just a little bit ago.
Sort of.
Are you guys okay with
Yeah, I'm okay with
Yeah.
it.
just to sell it out? I just need a motion to set the price.
Is, just out of curiosity, so $10 and it sold like that. Is it worth more than that? I don't know. I'm not into millings. Is it not worth more than that?
Depends on what kind of grade of millings it
I don't
Yeah,
is.
think-
they're not a good, they're not good milling.
Let's just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Price it to get rid of it. We can't
You wanna
use
try
it.
for 15?
Who,
Well, I'm just.
who bought it
when something
last
sells
time?
that fast, then.
Jason?
Well, there's few people that bought it, and a lot of it was Eric.
Eric Regal
Eric,
bought the
he bought
most,
a
but
lot
there's
of
a
it.
couple residents that bought 2 truck loads, triple
Think of it,
cleat, probably some.
if it was milled up more, instead of, because it was so checkerboarded out there when we started breaking it, it broke up into just big
Chunks.
And it wasn't completely, if it was more milled up into finer chunks, it could bring more.
I'm
That was
fine
a
with
problem.
$10. You said that they went like that. I was like, well, are we not getting what we could out of it, or
I don't know, but
Okay.
I like the fact that it
that
goes
it's gone?
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it off the.
I'd rather us get rid of it
Sure,
quickly, so.
that's fine.
With that being said, I'd
You need a motion.
Yeah, just to
I'd
set the
entertain a
price.
motion.
I'd make a motion to set the price for used millings at $10 a ton, to be marketed on Facebook or wherever on the city page.
motion on the table. Here a second.
Second.
Second by Aaron Raines. Motion by Aaron Gleason. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? That's 5-0. I entertain an executive session for 5 minutes discussing the employee evaluation.
I'd make a motion to go into executive session and discuss non-elected personnel evaluation to return back at 8:02.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? That 5-0. I call regular council meeting back to order. Out of executive session. Entertain a motion whenever. Somebody wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion based on employee evaluation, annual employee evaluation of Laura Wolfenden, sorry, for a 66-cent raise, for a new rate of $22.66 per hour. Second.
Motion on the table by Aaron Gleason, a second by Aaron Raines. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? That's 5-0.
If you take this, I need this back.
I'll entertain one more motion.
I'd make a motion to adjourn regular council meeting September 2nd, 2025.
Got a motion on the table, a second by Mark Bryant. Any more discussion on anything? Council meeting's over.